Hello. Hello and good morning to all the participants who have joined the session. Thank you so much for joining the session on time, and thank you for giving us that extra 10 minutes so that we can ensure that all the participants who had applied for this internship program have joined accordingly. So now I think we are good to start, right? I am Akriti, and along with me, I have my team from Instrovate who is going to help you understand what this offering from Instrovate is. Now, just give me 2 minutes and allow me to share the slides so that we can just have a quick walkthrough of what we are offering and an introduction about me and the company, and then we'll get started. So just give me a minute, please. All right, about the audio, I think the audio is clear and you can also see my screen. The audio should be clear, right? Okay, so let's get started with a quick introduction of the company, the course, and of course, me and my team. So, Instrovate has come up with an offering of a free internship for 1 month, free internship program for 1 month on data analytics and data engineering. Now, while we were, receiving the calls from the participants, uh, there was a lot of confusion on what should one go for, what is the difference, why not data science. So before we, start talking about the internship program, the free internship program, let me just give you an introduction of what each of these terms actually mean so that we have a clear picture of a clear understanding of each of these terms before we could go ahead and make our choice. Now, allow me to introduce the company first. So, Instrovate is a 7-year-old company, I should say more than 7-year-old company, and we operate in India and in Dubai as well. Um, we are Microsoft Gold partners with Microsoft and Databricks certified trainers and professionals. So the mentors who would be helping you during this free internship program are well certified and they are well aware of the they have a good strong professional background of the domain in which they are going to help you, right? So you shouldn't be dicey about now who is this person. I understand being connected virtually, remote, these are some of the common uh, uh, issues that we all face. So don't worry, we all, me and my team, we are proper certified professionals having more than each one of us have a good number of year of experiences. Now, Instrovate currently is a Microsoft Gold partner. Along with that, we are Databricks partners, CompTIA partners, and many more. The services that we provide is into consulting, training, and staffing for data analytics, data engineering, and data science. We do provide a lot of knowledge sharing sessions to the corporates in Microsoft and CompTIA and Databricks tools like Power BI, Power Apps. We have Fabric, Security Plus, Data Plus, and many other courses. Uh, the expertise is in data engineering pipeline, data science solution, and data analytics for the top global clients. Um, our mission is to empower business with top tier consulting, training, and skilled professionals in data analytics, data engineering, data science, and artificial intelligence. Uh, we also, focus a lot on sustainable growth and innovations for our esteemed clients. We do a complete market research of what is the current requirement across the globe and provide solutions accordingly to our clients. These are some of the services that are offered by Microsoft India and Dubai, where we focus on providing services on business intelligence and data visualizations. These are some of the tools that we use for it. We do provide data engineering solutions where we work on Databricks, Synapse, Lakehouse, DevOps, airflow. Then we do a lot of development around business mobile applications, data analytics, data science, and cloud data lakes, and automating the automations and pipelines, right? So here we're just talking about the multiple tools that we use for providing an end-to-end solution to our global clients. Okay, some of the tools, tech stacks that we provide consulting and training in. So, like I said, we are constantly, as an organization, we are constantly doing our research on what is the latest demand, what is the latest need that is there in the market, and we try to bridge the gap between the organizations and the workforces that they are trying to bring on board. Right? Now, when I say try to bridge the gap, how do we do that? Now, one way is through providing knowledge sharing sessions. The other one is, giving a complete hands-on through the internship programs like you guys are planning to take up, so that we give a hands-on experience of what is exactly needed in the organization, helping the organization to find the correct skill set and the professionals. They find a good company. These are some of the organizations that we have been constantly working with. And when I say working, again, it's either knowledge sharing or handling their projects. Now, these are, as you can see, the frequent ones. Along with that, we have had a chance to work with Apple, General Motor, GE, Airport Authority of India, Vodafone, and lot many that we have not decided to put on the list. So these are some of the frequent companies that we work with. A quick introduction, now that you have had an introduction and some familiarity of what Instrovate is, let me quickly introduce myself. I am Akriti. I am director of Instrovate Technologies. I myself am a Microsoft certified trainer, and I'm a data analyst expert. I hold an overall 15 years of experience in different industry verticals as a data analyst. And I have had a chance to work with organizations like telecommunication, banking, uh, real estate, government sectors, pharmaceutical, and of course, Airport Authority of India. Um, I have helped the organizations, to properly arrange and manage their data, and finally do a reporting on top of that, so that they could take better informed business decisions. When we talk about data management and efficiently handling the data properly, so that the organizations can take better data driven decisions, this is where basically the data engineering and the data analyst roles comes into picture. Like I said, I am a data analyst, so more involved with cleaning and transforming your data, which is in a semi-structured manner, to finally designing a report on top of that. Uh, so that is about me. Now, like I said, let's discuss a bit about what is the future of the careers in data analytics, data engineering, and data science so that you can make your choice accordingly. Recently, like we all are in so many social media platforms. Something that I have noticed very recently, and it's a quite a hype in the social media platform these days, where people are promoting that you just learn one tool, you just master it, and you will be able to land up in a very high paying job. Trust me, after having 15 plus years of experience in different industry verticals, and I have had a chance of handling multiple companies even across the globe, so you can trust me on this when I say that just mastering one tool is never sufficient. you know when you will go for an interview, they will not just be asking you about one single tool's expertise. Even if when the organization says that we are looking for a single contributor, there are a set of skills that they want. And when you are just going as a team member, you can just tell your team that, oh, you know what, I have an expertise on this tool and I would be working on this. That's not correct. When we give ourselves that badge, that we are a data analyst, or I am a data engineer, or I am a data scientist, we should be aware what these terms actually mean in the current scenario, in the current market, right? So let's go ahead and understand what each of these mean before we proceed. And guys, just a request, please keep on checking your mics. Make sure that they are put on mute so that the others are not disturbed. All right. So, with over 11.5 million jobs expected in data related fields by 2026, that is just 2 years from now globally, data professionals are in high demand across every industry. This number is, I am saying, in another next 2 years. But I'm sure everybody sitting in this meeting currently has been hearing this term for quite a long time, right? These terms are nothing new to us. So the time to start your career in data is now. And you know what? Something that I have noticed recently, uh, now these when we talk about data analytics, especially, these are not dependent on your previous expertise that you have. These can be built. Of course, mastering is going to take some time, but you can start your journey now and you can master it over a period of time, slowly and steadily. So, the data analyst, data engineering, and data science market in India is expected to grow by 33.5% annually, just in India, right? So, we have a big market. India alone is projected to have over 1.5 lakh new jobs in data analytics, data engineering, and data science in next few years. This is, of course, a high paying opportunity. So the entry level salaries in data roles in India start somewhere between 4 to 7 lakhs per annum. This I have kept it a little on the lower side, but yes, something between 4, 7, 10 lakhs per annum, and can go up to 25 lakhs per annum for any experienced professional. Like I said, you always have thresholds there. Uh, you could be at an intermediate level, you could be at a little advanced level with a little expertise in these three domains. And the companies across the world, from the startup to Fortune 500 firms, are looking for data talent to drive the innovations in the organizations. There are lots of organizations that I am personally aware of who have shifted to data democratization. Data democratization, again, if you have not heard about this term, this is a new term that most of the organizations are using these days. Before I start talking about data democratization, are you aware of the time when most of the organizations started talking about agility or going agile or going or Scrum, if you're aware of? Do you remember the time when most of the professionals were going for their Scrum certification or their Agile certification, right? Scrum certification was the correct word, not the Agile certification. So, what was happening was back then, the organizations, before they shifted to Agile method, they were following the waterfall method. Where you had a whole hierarchy of people sitting in the organization, and then there was only a group of people who was getting the requirement, and there was a different group of people who were getting who were the developers. They were developing. So there was a lot of gap between what the exact requirement is and what the development has to be done. This was the waterfall method. A lot of time, energy, and patience was getting wasted in that method. So then the organizations, they thought that why not, let's this concept of agile method came into the organization, and then the development and analysis went hand in hand. This is where the concept of efficiently handling your data and handling the data that is coming from different platforms started coming into picture. And now, according to the current scenario that is there in the market, the organization is talking about data democratization. Again, the need of data is going to increase. And I mean, the people who are going to handle the data is going to increase. And what do we mean by data democratization? We mean that the data in the organization should be so efficiently handled and presented that even the last person who would be interested in looking into the data to get some actionable insights, they should be able to do it single-handedly, right? So this is data democratization. So yes, again, there are lots of organizations who are thinking of efficiently handling their data, creating reports and analysis. And Microsoft has recently come up with a tool that is known as Microsoft Fabric, where again the need of data engineers is going to increase a lot, right? So like I was saying, the companies across the globe, from the startup to Fortune 500 firms, are looking for data talent to drive their innovations. And this is all the places where we all will fit in. The top hiring sectors include finance, healthcare, e-commerce, IT, government. Basically, you think of a name and they need a person for data there. Okay. All right. So let's talk about um, the three roles that we have been discussing and their remuneration or their salaries globally. So let's start with data scientists first. So data scientists have one of the top paying tech jobs. These are doing really great these days, with salary ranging from something that you see on the slides here, right? So $95,000 to $165,000 in countries like US and UK. Of course, across the globe, they would be falling something between this range only. So I would not say that these numbers are very, very hard coded or picked up from, but yes, roughly this is the range that is the salary range of the data scientists. Then you have data engineers. Uh, where we have the salary range again quite close to data scientists. As you can see that there's not a lot of difference. So depending upon their expertise and experiences of the data engineers, they fall in a range between $90,000 to $150,000. And then we have data analysts. Again, you will notice that it's somewhere uh, very close to what data engineers have. So this is $60,000 to $100,000. Okay, uh, and again, the range would differ as per your expertise. Okay, again, one thing that I hear very commonly these days is, you know, is it that now that the chat GPT, artificial intelligence, all these things are taking up, are coming into the organizations, do you think that these roles would not exist? No, actually, that is not correct. You still need people to handle these tools, right? I have been working with so many tool-based reporting. For when I say reporting, for me, I don't just work on Excel. I use so many tools that helps me to create efficient reports for the organization. So you would always be needing people like us to in the organization who can efficiently handle your data, who can efficiently help the organizations to design machine learning algorithms, artificial intelligence algorithms. You need people in the organization who can efficiently handle your database at data at the databases and data warehouse levels, right? So the need of these people are never going to is quite safe, is what I can say. So the rise of artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, and big data is fueling even greater demands for data professionals who can manage and analyze large data sets and create intelligent systems. You need people to create these algorithms and systems in the organization, right? Okay, now let's understand the data career path. Okay, now according to the previous slide that we just went through, where we were having a discussion on what could be the expected compensation for each of these roles, I'll just take it back. This is the one that I was talking about, right? Now, if I ask a normal question to any logical mind sitting in the session, like which is the role that you would want to go for? Trust me, majority of the people would say data scientists because this is the highest paying job. So why not aim for that? Agreed. Yeah. But you know what? You remember that line that I said that the compensation is based on your expertise. So, no matter how much you say that I am a data scientist and you're not aware of what are the roles and responsibilities of a data scientist, when I call myself a data scientist, what am I expected to do in an organization, right? What could be the expertise level that is expected out of me when I call myself a data scientist? Right. And this is, trust me, the most common uh, confusion. I don't want to call it confusion, but there's no other word that is coming to my mind. This is the most common confusion that I see most of the professionals have. They call themselves with a particular title and they're not aware of the roles and responsibilities. So I don't want you to have this confusion. So let's go ahead and discuss this. So many see data scientists as having the highest paying jobs, but successful data carriers often follow a secured path, right? So if you would have heard me right from the time that I started, there's one thing that I'm saying right from the start, that according to the expertise, you need certain levels to, finally reach to the top. It's not you have to go through that. Basically, you have to go through that roller coaster ride. There's no shortcut there. Don't trust people who say that, oh, you land up into, you do, no matter you do anything, you just pick up a particular expertise, and you land up in a good job. That never happens. The organization looks for a set of skills, not just one skill. Okay, so data analyst and data engineering are the foundational steps of becoming a skilled data scientist. It really doesn't mean that if I am able to handle my data properly, I will be able to or I'll be able to create a machine learning algorithm on top of that. Even after helping multiple organizations across the globe to manage their data efficiently, I still call myself as a data analyst. And I'm a very proud data analyst. I just because I can understand the data better, I can understand how I can clean and transform it, doesn't make me a data scientist, right? So data analyst and data engineering are the foundational step, right? Now let's think of it in this manner. You know what? Mm, if we have alphabets, you have, how do you, if you're teaching a child how to learn or how to talk in English, right? How do you start? You start on any language. Why just English? Let's take any language across the globe. How does the child start? First, we start with alphabets, right? So then once the child has started learning all the alphabets and identifying all the alphabets, then we move on to words. Start giving them words. A combination of multiple alphabets makes a particular word. When the child learns to make a word, then we start replacing the words, or start putting the words, not replacing the words. You start putting those words in a sentence. And the child learns how to form a sentence using a word. And when he knows how to form a sentence or create a sentence, then he starts writing a paragraph or a story, right? This is exactly the step that you're supposed to follow in the data world. Data analytics is like learning your alphabets. Bits and bits, you would be identifying what each of the tools that are given by the organization, how you can use them and utilize them with the data. Then we have data engineering. These are like creating curated words where you're organizing and managing them, putting them in a specific sequence so that they are meaningful, they're easy to understand, it makes sense, right? And then you have the data scientists who are the the top notch people in the data pyramid, I would say, right? So these are basically, this is like you are writing a story where you have some advanced versions where you can add little glorification like a machine learning algorithm, cognitive intelligence, artificial intelligence. Everybody gets excited on hearing these words. But to reach that, you should be aware, right? What is helping me make these? Why should I go ahead and create a machine learning model? What are the machine learning models that we can be creating, right? Okay, so these are basically your, how do you identify each of the roles? Now let's try to understand. I know that many of you would still not have got this concept of, okay, fine. So, what are the roles and responsibilities? Like I said, understanding the roles and responsibilities is equally important. You should know what are you supposed to do when you say that I want to apply for a data engineering, or I want to apply for a data scientist, or many people in the maybe in the group would also be interested in data analyst, right? So data analyst, guys, please check your mics. Please check your mics. Team, please look into that the people are properly on mute so that the others are not getting disturbed. All right. Thank you for that. And sorry for others who were just disturbed by that. Let's continue. Yeah, so like I was saying, let's talk about what each of the roles exactly mean. What are the roles and responsibilities for each of these? Now, let's start with data analyst first, because like I said, that if you're thinking of it as a language, these are the alphabets of a particular language, right? So data analyst is about analyzing your historical data to identify the trend, patterns. Then, once when you have understood what the historical data is, you look into the current trend and patterns, and then the the with the help of data scientists, we look into the predictive and prescriptive analytics. Again, in many of the organizations, predictive and prescriptive is something that data scientists do. So, as a role of as a data analyst, we're supposed to analyze the historical and the current data so that we can identify the trend, patterns, insights that are there in the organizations, and then create reports so that the business can use it for efficient for taking better business decisions. Now there are certain tools that help us in doing data analysis better. You remember there was a time when I was talking about this shift in the organization where the organization shifted from waterfall method to agile method. So when the organizations felt that the development and analysis needs to be faster, they started taking help of certain tools that could help them to do this analysis faster. So as a data analyst, and there will be so many people who would have heard this in your YouTubes, your Instagrams, your Facebooks, that you just learned Power BI and you're a data analyst. Don't trust that statement. Don't, please don't. I am the one sitting here as a data analyst. It's not a correct statement. For a data analyst, you need to know a bit of Excel. Most of the data, would be coming from the data sources in the organization. The data sources are, there could be so many databases that the organization would be using, SQL, CSV, and there are lots, the list is long. I don't want to go into that list. So what are the tools that we use? Excel, SQL, Power BI, Python. These are some of the common tools that we use for data analysis. Okay. And now by using business mobile applications, you can make a paperless shop floor, and we can do analytics on top of that data as well. So now the data is coming from in the organization, the data is coming from mobiles and sensor media devices as well. So if you just know Power BI and you say that I know how to create a report, but you don't know how to handle the data that is coming from so many different platforms, it's of no use, right? Also, when we start working on any of the tools, we have to check the data quality, we have to check the data distribution and the other stuffs. So this is the role of data analyst. You have to work with a structured data to generate reports and help the decision makers to understand the past and the current data. Okay, so it's like working with a historical and the current data with tools like Excel, SQL, Power BI, Python, and for the business mobile applications, Microsoft has launched a new platform altogether, which is known as Power Platform. Um, of course, Power Platform, where your Power Apps, Power Automations comes into picture, right? So these are the roles of your data analyst. What are the skills needed for data analyst? The basic understanding of statistics, because finally you're going to help the decision makers. So if you don't understand the statistics, it's going to be difficult. It is also going to be difficult in data manipulation and transformations if you don't have a statistical bent of mind. So you need a bit of statistics. You need to have a good understanding of data visualization. And when I say data visualizations, I really don't mean that you can just go abruptly and just create anything and everything that is possible. No. Data visualization always comes with a set of questions for which you are seeking an answer. There are some good practices that we have to follow in data visualization world as well. So again, if somebody says that data visualization is just click of button, don't trust that person. There's a whole logic and whole science going behind data visualization. So you need to have a good understanding about what data visualization is and the reporting tools. Now, when we say reporting tools, there are so many in the market, so many. This is where that concept comes that you need to pick up one and create your expertise on this. But along with that, you need to have an understanding about other tools that is going to help you in creating efficient reporting. Then we have, you definitely need proficiency in tools like Excel, SQL, Power BI, Python for data analysis. And if you know Power Apps, because this is the new edition, it would definitely be good. This is a next extension of your data analysis. This is a new edition, rather, I should say, for data analysis. This would somewhere give a little escalation in your speed, a little, it would just increase your speed of your data analysis journey. Okay. Now let's talk about data engineering. Now, data engineers build the pipeline and architecture that enables data collection, data storage, and processing at scale. So this is like one step before the data analysts. Okay. I, as a data analyst, work along with data engineers in the organization to understand the data better. Since these are the people who have been involved with data collection, how the data would be stored in the databases in the organization, how it could be processed. These are the people who actually get the data ready in the organization. So as a data analyst, we frequently work with data engineers, right? Now, data engineers use tools like, again, SQL, but they are like coders. They understand the coding. They understand the scripting. In data analyst, you need to have some idea so that you can check the data. But data engineers would be involved in and out day and night with coding. So they would be having advanced versions of SQL, Python, Spark, Azure, AWS, Databricks. So they prepare the raw data that will finally be used by the data analysts and data scientists. Okay, these are the people who are involved in getting the databases, data warehouse, one lakes ready for the organization. All right. Okay, so they prepare the raw data that for use by data analysts and data scientists by ensuring that it is clean, accessible, and well structured. For analysts, it's so easy to say that the data is in a semi-structured or structured manner. But data engineers are the people who are behind this. They take the raw data according to the data culture that has been there in the organization. They get the data ready, keep it properly, store it properly in the organization so that the data analysts and data scientists can finally work with that data. Okay, so what are the skills needed for data engineers? A strong understanding of database management, ETL, that is your extract, transform, and load processes, and cloud platforms like Azure or AWS, and ability to transform and curate data using Pythons, PySpark, Notebook, OneNote. You remember there was this time that I was talking, I had mentioned in brief about Microsoft Fabric. So again, data engineers are required there as well. Okay, because these would be the people who would be using Pythons, PySpark, OneNote, notebooks, and all those things to finally get your database ready for the organization. So proficiency in programming language like Python, SQL, PySpark, Spark SQL, Databricks. So you notice there is a lot of coding involved over here. So you need to be in love with coding to actually be a data engineer. You would be already be having that statistical bent of mind, that coder attitude in you, where you would be just looking into the data, just looking into the raw structure of data. You would understand what is the issue, and through coding you'll be able to fix it. It is something, this is the role that where something in back of the mind, you should you should always think as a coder, right? And then we have data scientists who should be basically be aware of turning data into actionable insights. These would be the people who use the machine learning models, statistical analysis, and the AI to predict the future trends and solve complex business problems. Right? So these would be the people in the organization who would be involved with predictive, prescriptive, and cognitive analytics in the organization. They are aware of what the historical data looks like, what the current state of the data looks like, and through algorithms, they can predict the future trend in the organization. Okay, so they are involved a lot into predictive models, recommendation engineerings, and algorithms that are based on data curated by data engineers. They use tools like Python, R, TensorFlow, Databricks, and many more. What are the skills needed? So you need to be an expertise here. Here, I'm not saying that you need to have a bent of my mind. You need to be an expert in machine learning, deep learning, and predictive analytics. These should be like your daily words. You have been using it. You are aware of all the algorithms that are there. You're aware what each of the algorithms do, where each of the algorithms fit in. So it should be far more than just a statistical bent of mind. Okay, data scientists should have a strong programming and statistical skills, often involved involving advanced tools like Databricks, ML flows, sensor flows, and PyTorch, etc. So this is the most highest level. To reach here, you need to go through the other two as well. Only then, when you are here, you can call yourself an expert or maybe a normal data scientist. All right. Now, with this, somewhere I feel that this confusion of what are the roles and responsibilities of each of these roles have should be little clear to everyone sitting in this in this session, right? Okay, so that was all that I wanted to share with you before you start your journey of this 1 month internship program with Instrovate. So that you now at this stage, what I would say is, you know your profile, you know your expertise. So just don't blindly follow the trend that you hear on the social media platforms. Yes, set a goal for yourself. I do not deny that. Set a goal, but not understanding what your expertise is and blindly picking up anything that is there offered doesn't make sense. You need to climb all the stairs before you reach the top. If you just, you can't just drag, and please don't give me those that, okay, I'll take a lift and all. For if you take a lift also, the lift also crosses all the floors and then takes you to the top, right? Have you ever seen a lift that doesn't cross all the floor and takes you to the top? In Dubai, when you go to Burj Khalifa, there's you don't have one lift that directly takes you to 100 and I don't know what floor, I think 128th floor. No, there's no single lift. And all those of you who have been there, you would be aware. There's one lift that takes you to some dedicated number of floors, like 48 or something. You change the lift, you go from 48 again to a different level. I think somewhere in 90s. Again, you change a lift, and that takes you to 128th floor, right? So a building that has been made in with so much of technology involved, if that is not taking you right on the top on the single floor, how can you on the top floor? How can you trust these statements that, hey, you know what, data engineering and data analyst is not important. I am just going to prepare for data science. That's not possible. That's not possible. Okay, I do agree that you're not like me, that you want to just settle on data analyst. You want to pursue data engineering. At least go step by step, is what I want to say, right? So remember, just two examples from my side. The alphabets one that I gave you and the Burj Khalifa. Okay, what is Burj Khalifa? I'm sure everybody knows that, right? It's a building in Dubai. Really a beautiful one. Okay, so let's talk about the summary of the session. So mastering data analytics, which is your alphabets, right, in the language, and data engineering, which is the curated words, is crucial before jumping into data science, which is the final and something like your storytelling, your creation of your stories in the language. Without a strong foundational skills, your ability to create meaningful insights as data scientist will be limited. Please remember this. Okay. Invest time in each step of the process to ensure long-term success and right, versatility of your data career. Okay, it does happen, when you talk for quite a long time. There are some words that do not come on flow. All right, but please remember there are steps that are involved. Follow each of the step and do things accordingly. I think that is all from my side. Um, yes, one more thing that I would want to discuss. Is AI and Chat GPT a threat to data professional? Again, there are many people who have reached out to me asking this, that okay, with Chat GPT there in the coming up, with AI coming up in the organization, is it a threat in data for the data professionals? Honestly, I would say, I have mentioned it earlier as well, that there's no threat. No, AI tools automate the tasks, and it kind of is a tool that is provided to make your life easy with the complex work, with the complex algorithms. But the demand for skilled data science and engineers are increasing, because you need people to manage the AI system. It's so easy to say as a layman that, hey, you started using Chat GPT? You ask any question and it provides you the answer. But just think of it as a data professional. How does it provide an answer? There are certain algorithms that are running behind Chat GPT, right? There are certain algorithms that are running in any of the AI that you talk about. So who would be designing these algorithms? Who would be testing whether the information that is provided by these tools are correct or not? If you have been using Chat GPT, there's always a disclaimer there, or any of the AI tools, there's always a disclaimer that check the accuracy of this. So who's going to check the accuracy? How do you know that any algorithm that I talk about, I pick up anyone, if even if I pick up any of the reporting tool algorithms that we have, like something that is, like, for example, Power BI. There are so many algorithms that are running behind Power BI. Now, if I just know that, okay, you click here and it creates a bar chart for you, but I don't know what is the meaning of a bar chart, when and why should I use it? It's of no use, right? And also, I need to check the data, right? So please remember that the demand of the skilled data scientists and engineers are rising to manage the AI system. Human judgment is irreplaceable. You always need people in decision making and interpreting the data inside. Okay, you need people. You use those tools to efficiently help you with a complex work. But finally, the result is correct or not. You need people to judge that, right? And somebody who knows and understands your data better. So AI generates more data, increasing the need of data professional. Yeah, your nowadays, even if you go for a normal lunch or dinner with your family, you're giving the restaurants your data in a form of feedback form, right? Anything and everything, right from Uber to your Amazon, everything is taking your feedback, right? And they so sweetly they come up and say, it's just a matter of 2 minutes, please provide your feedback. For us, it's just a feedback, but for them it's a data, right? And then to extract the exact feedback from the exact feedback from those piles of feedbacks that have come, to finally take a better data driven decisions on how they can provide utmost customer satisfaction, you need people. Okay. Hybrid roles like AI data engineers and machine learning engineers are emerging. Upskilling in AI technologies is key to remaining competitive in job market. So, like the first slide that I showed you, that these roles are, yes, increasing a lot, but understanding and preparing accordingly is important, right? Now, let's talk about the free data internship program that we are offering you from Instrovate Technologies. Okay, so who should join the free data internship program? This internship is designed for individuals who already have some basic understanding of data analytics tools and techniques. Okay, so yes, there is a prerequisite. You should be aware of how to use Excel, SQL, Power BI, or Python. Okay, you should, if you are at least 60 to 70% familiar with these tools, then this is the right program for you. Because, like I said, there's no teaching involved over here. You will just be getting a hands-on practice of these. Okay. We only have data analyst and data engineering free internship currently available. Data scientists, as of now, we are not offering. This may come up in near future. We will let you know when this happens. But currently, we only have data analysts and data engineers. And to everybody sitting in the session today, now that you are aware of what each of these roles are, and like I mentioned earlier, you know your skills, you know your expertise, so please make the judgment properly. In the previous sessions that I have had, there are so many professionals who have come up and they wanted, or so many maybe the students, because they have just heard the buzzword and they are not aware what are the roles and responsibilities. They just blindly come up and say, I want to be a data scientist. I want to have a little more knowledge about the hands-on expertise that I can have as a data scientist. So, but maybe you are missing the first two steps in the ladder. So give it a thought, please. In this internship, you will work with mentors to complete the real world data projects. And these mentors, like I have mentioned earlier, would be all certified and having a good professional experience. You can gain hands-on experience that will help you transition into data analytics or data engineer role. This program is 100% free if your profile gets selected and focuses on learning by doing with no upfront payment or skillings in it, or sellings involved. All right. So, like I said, judge yourself properly and then apply for either data analyst or data engineer. There's no stipend amount. So any of you who are having this confusion that will I be paid for this? Like I said, from the start, this is a free data internship program, right? Okay, this is just again, who should join the paid training plus the internship program. So if data analyst tools like Excel, SQL, Python are totally new to you, right? Or you feel that, okay, I don't know where all these will come together. Maybe I know Excel or I know SQL. Okay, I know Power BI also, but I'm not aware of Python. Or maybe I would want to have an expertise level of Power BI, a good knowledge of Excel, a good knowledge, a decent amount of SQL hands-on, right? Then you can benefit from our training and internship program, which is going to help you in Excel, SQL, Python, Power BI, and Power Apps also. You need to pay for the training that you receive. Okay. In this program, we will be teaching you the fundamental skills that are required for data analyst and data engineering. And yes, those would also have hands-on experiences. Okay. This particular program is paid. I mean, if you go for training and internship program, it is paid. And after the training, you will have a chance to participate in internship and apply your newly acquired skill. So if you feel that there's a miss, you can go
ये
for
फ्री
this
नहीं
one.
है
ये फ्री नहीं है, ये फ्री नहीं है। ये जो पेड है, अगर आपके पास ये सारे नॉलेजेस नहीं हैं, तो ये इसके ट्रेनिंग के लिए आपको पैसे देने होंगे।
मैम 1 month फ्री कोर्स बता
वो ये वाला है, वो ये वाला है जिसमें हमने बोला कि आपके पास एक्सेल, सीक्वल, पावर बीआई और पाइथन का नॉलेज होना चाहिए। ठीक है।